Okay, you are powerfully welcome once again to the Way Edu Consult. I want to consider and continue our discussion of the misunderstood expressions, or what you can call misconstrued expressions. And some of them are fixed. They have fixed meaning. Some of them have their idiomatic implications as we continue in this session. In the previous class session, we looked at several of these words that are commonly misunderstood or misused, and we've tried to correct them in this class session. We want to continue with that, and at the end of this class too, be able to identify or spot out those expressions that are misunderstood or misused, and discuss the appropriate usages and give examples of their usages. The next one we are considering is made of and made from. For made of, use it when the material used in producing an object can still be felt, when you can still feel the material. For instance, you are able to feel the material which this handkerchief is being produced. So a shirt is made of silk. Made of, you can still feel the material. A table is made of wood because you could still feel the wood on it. Made from is used when the material used an object cannot be felt again. For instance, paper is also made from wood. Table made of wood. Paper made from wood. What is the difference? It's because you cannot feel the original material used in the production, the manufacturing of wood again. And the next one, number 17, is forward and forward. Forward and forward. Now, even if you look at the morphological construct or composition of that word, forward, you see for, which means at the front, initial part, then word, which means expressions. So, well, what does it mean? A short piece of writing which introduces a book. So what you have at the beginning of a book is forward. The word or words or expressions that come first, that introduces, are we together? So that comes at the initial part, that is for. Just like you have your forehead, that means at the front. While forward means to progress and development. Forward, forward, forward ever, backward, never. Number 18 is father and further. Father and further. Father is only associated with distance and must not be used with than. Are we together? So it's usually with what? Distance. A table stood at the farther end of the kitchen, somewhere far with distance. I had better look further means go in terms of distance. Don't say go further when you mean distance in that case. On the other hand, further can also be used with distance, but must be used with than. Are we together? When you want to use further, you don't use than. But when you want to use further, in this context that we are discussing now, you use than. He went further into occultism than I did. He went further into occultism than I did. Note that that is just an example, not that I was ever an occultic person. But when further means giving additional details to something, it is not used with than. Are we together now? Further, no than. But when you use further to mean distance, it's going to have than. But when you further means to give additional details, it is not used with than. The management of the university ordered the suspension of the activities of the student union until further notice. So you use that further to pre-modify notice, to describe notice. In accordance is followed with, by with, not to. She acts in accordance with the provision of the Constitution. Accordance with the provision of the Constitution. Please take note of that rule. Number 20, on the alert, not on at alert. On the alert, not at alert. The correct form is on the alert. The teacher ordered the students to be on the alert. So stop using at alert. Number 21, every day, every day. Every day, the one written together, such as this, is used as an adjective to qualify a noun. To do what? To qualify a noun. Please describe it in everyday language. Everyday is describing the noun language. So it's used here as an adjective. On the other hand, every day there is space in between. It's an adverb and is to describe or modify a noun and sometimes noun. He often walks to school. How often? Every day. Every day. So note when to use every day and every day. As an adjective describing a noun, every day, written together. As an adverb showing the frequency of a certain activity, then you have every, then space, day. Had and got. Had is a past form of verb have, but can be used as got in a sentence. Are we following? I had got 2 cars before. Instead of saying I had 2 cars before. So those are the 2 alternatives to describing that. So the first had in that sentence is used as an auxiliary, while the underlined had is used as what? Lexical verb. In the case of got, just instead of saying got, you can have what? Had, in order to replace the word, or they could have the same meaning in the English expression. Number 23 is opportune, chance, and privilege. When you use opportune, is basically used as an adjective to mean a suitable time for something, and you don't use it as a verb. You don't use it as a what? As a verb. It is opportune and important to go there. Opportune is describing it, right? So you are using it as subject complement there. It is opportune or it is important to go there. So not I am opportune to go there. If you say opportune there, you are using it as if it's a passive verb, but there's no action there and it's not accepted there. Are we following? Privilege and chance could be used as noun, verb, and adjective. They have the flexibility. Are we together? Instead of saying I am opportuned, you say I am privileged to go there. So privilege could take the place of opportune there. But when you want to use it opportune, you use it either before a noun, like an opportune moment, or use it to end as a subject complement. Don't forget, we've learned what we mean by subject complement under sentence element. So it is opportune and important to go there. The next class, we're going to consider the more of these rules of engaging misunderstood expressions. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.